All right, so we're here with Rick Glenn. That's with two N's, by the way. Two. So currently he's fighting in the UFC, but why I'm here is because I met with him when I was training with Felipe, which you'll meet a little bit later, and his take on jiu-jitsu and his martial arts career is kind of a different concept than what I've met with some other fighters. So go ahead and just introduce yourself real quick and go from there.
Yeah, I'm Rick the Gladiator Glenn. I've been fighting since I was 17, 29 now, a little over 12 years. Boxed for a few years before that, got into jiu-jitsu. I'm hooked on martial arts. I want to be. I'm trying to better myself every day in martial arts, life, any whatever aspect, and try to promote, positive growth with everyone I encounter, and try to be a positive person.
That's what struck me when we got together. First time I met you, just the vibe you put off is super chill. It's very welcoming, and which is different than what a lot of people I think expect from a fighter. You know what I mean? I think for lack of the cockiness,
I got into competing in jiu-jitsu, quite a while ago, and that's something a lot of fighters won't humble themselves to do because they might be scared to lose to a blue belt or someone that they think isn't as good as them. And it's like, we're martial artists, so we should be able to humble ourselves in defeat. And I love jiu-jitsu. I'm always going to do jiu-jitsu. There's no point in killing training partners. That's one of my pet peeves is people being careless of injuries or someone else's abilities or injuries or whatever. We should all just help each other grow, and that's one thing I like about being here at Team Alpha Male, where I mostly train at, is the energy in the room is second to none. It's hard to come by so many people that are striving for a common goal or just to get better in general.
Well, that's what one of the things that I forgot to mention. We are here at Team Alpha Male and at Uriah Faber's place in Sacramento, and but that's a switch for you because you haven't always been here.
Yeah, you
made a big change actually.
I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for about 5 years. I did get my brown belt under Carlson Gracie, and then I had to change of gyms. Unfortunately, I had to change. I'm under Scott Houston, and he's under Caprito out of Chicago, Milwaukee, 360. So I still represent them. And before Milwaukee, I trained and traveled. I was driving an hour and a half. As often as I could, 4 times a week, like 5 times a week, just to get some decent training and putting all my money into gas, going to school, working, training, trying to do the fighting stuff, and getting all that in is quite a bit. I'm full time, but I had kind of trained all over Colorado, Iowa, some other states, fought kind of all over the country, Canada a few times. Done some
On air, so so we're back. So you switched up. You changed gyms. You came out here to California, and you really did make that's a big change for you, though.
Yeah, I'm originally from Iowa, so I moved quite a bit, clear across the country. But this is where I need to be.
So why do you feel that way? I don't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Well, one of the spots I need to be, that we have such a huge room of guys in my weight division. For years I had trained with heavier training partners, and I did suffer from a lot of injuries, training injuries, just from having to train with heavier people. Not thinking much of it at the time, but as I grew as a martial artist, I realized how important that was to train with the elite level training partners in my weight class, and it's made a huge difference, really.
I was gonna. That's one of the things I was gonna bring up too. Was I noticed that it was in a previous interview. You'd mentioned that too, but because my previous instructor, he was 6'8", 240 pounds. That was the guy that I trained with on a daily basis, and it really does put a toll on your body just in training, when you're training with bigger guys. So what do you think the benefits have been switching over to people that are your size? I get it if you're like training in jiu-jitsu and you're going to like an open weight class and we're fighting, like that. I get it, but fighting is a completely different animal.
Yeah, I think you're just putting less stress on your body with the weight difference. So less stress. Yeah. We're already beating our bodies up enough as it is. To have a little more weight on top, that's just unnecessary if you have the option.
Yeah. You guys put a lot of work in. What is a normal training day for you?
I think Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are my longer days. But I typically get 3 training sessions in, and every other day it might be two solid training sessions, and some yoga. I'm doing conditioning at least 3 times a week. As I'm gearing up for a fight right now, so November 30th in Las Vegas. So I'm right in the middle of my training camp.
And I interrupted it, so it's good that he's taking the time out to talk with me.
No, it's good.
I'm excited.
I got time in between training. I live half-hour way up in the hills, kind of up in the hills, the foothills. Nice. So I come into town, my lunch box, my bags, my training clothes, and just stay here all day until I'm done, and head back. And enjoy the weekends. I'm doing Sundays. Typically, I go out for 10+ mile hike up in the mountains, get some good elevation training in, maybe hop in the lake. There's alpine filled lakes within an hour.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're in a good spot out here.
Yeah, it's really
amazing.
It's crazy how just the environment is productive to your training.
Oh yeah.
Being able to get that higher elevation, and so let's talk about your jiu-jitsu a little bit. When you started to train in jiu-jitsu, what got you there? What was the catalyst? Did you start? You've been a martial arts all your life, but what was the catalyst?
Yeah, the turning point for me in jiu-jitsu, I think, was being a boxer for a few years in high school. I think I started boxing when I was 14, and then went into MMA. And then I did have a few fights, and one of the fights is like the guy took me down, and I was kind of helpless on my back. I still won the fight, but I remember feeling so helpless on my back and not really knowing what to do, and I just wanted to be able to defend myself in any situation, I guess, on the feet, on the ground.
And it just changed your perspective on it?
Yeah, I'm not scared to pull guard on the training mat. I want to, I work a lot of half guard, inverted stuff, and I'm all over the place. I'll give up position, just work everything, and definitely humble myself and putting myself in bad situations.
I think jiu-jitsu has a way of doing that for for a lot of people. So with me, when I go to a new place, I never really like when you and I rolled. We did a flow, and it was super mellow and chill, and it was good flow. And I appreciate those more. I appreciate those kind of flows more than I going against the guys that want to do 110,000 miles an hour as competition. It's
that's one of my things too. When I first go to a gym, you really can't get the full effect of training at a gym. Just going a few times, because you first meet people, like you can't really crank it up, or it's like you kind of a feeling out process. Like it's and I like the flow. I don't like really when I first meet someone too. I don't like to go like crazy, or if we're not going like hard for competition. Like what's the point of possibly injuring yourself or your partner?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Now, I started something a little different because anxiety is something that really plagues a lot of people. It gets me every once in a while. It gets me a lot. And but what I have started to do is started to visit gyms and train with other people in different bodies. Do you find any kind of benefit from going to different gyms, or is it just like being able to go to Felipe and train jiu-jitsu with him a little bit and be over here? Do you find that it benefits your competition style? Like, do you feel more relaxed? You're not as anxious, or do you get that feeling at all, or are you just like, let's just go, I'm good?
Yeah, it depends on the person, I guess. There's always gonna be that one guy in the gym that just has a chip on his shoulder. You can tell right away when you come in.
It's not true.
Yeah, there's usually someone, and there's ways of working around certain guys' ego. They're doing something that you like, you give them a compliment. Usually you kind of help break the barrier, and I just try being nice, and but you gotta defend yourself too. But,
now, mind you, guys, this guy's 21 and 5. 21 and 5. So
and then draw.
Oh yeah, he's got a draw. That's right. I forgot about the draw. Sorry, my bad.
I was 15, 1 and 1 as an amateur too. But
damn,
I had quite a few fights.
So
it started was pretty good.
And being a nice guy, he's got that kind of a record. He doesn't have to show, like, you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like you really do all your talking in the ring. You don't let anything, whether it's in jiu-jitsu or in MMA, you really do just let it go there. I don't see you chipping away at people. I don't see you talking smack. You're very humble, and you get in there and you just do your thing. So.
And unfortunately,
business.
Sorry. I enjoy competition. I try to, just focus on that and enjoy life.
Right. It's different. You just gotta have that. I don't know. I agree with you on that. I think just being able to enjoy it, and it's the journey. It's about what I, and that's what I feel like jiu-jitsu's always been about for me. It's always been that journey. It's never been that belt chasing. I'm not doing any of that. I just want to train.
Yeah, and it's amazing the amount of the different type of people, just the different connections you make and people you meet on the mat.
Yeah.
Here at Alpha Male, I'm training with guys from Russia, all over the world. There's guys coming in from all over. We may not be able to speak the same language, but with jiu-jitsu and fighting martial arts, you can still communicate, and that's pretty cool.
It's got to be an interesting, especially being in a gym with a high-level name and the experience that's here, having the visitors come through. That's got to be pretty interesting. So, if you were to choose one experience that you were like, okay, this was a standout experience, like rolling with somebody or standing up or anything like that, if you had that one experience that you're like, man, that was a great experience, what would that be? What would be the one thing?
I mean, one of my good friends and training partners when I was in Milwaukee for about 5 years, most of that time, I made friends and was training partners with Ben Askren, and got my ass kicked quite a bit, but you know, it was humbling, and learned and grew as a martial artist big time. He helped me grappling, whatever it was, big time. So training, meeting Ben Askren. There's a lot of other people I've met, but he's up there.
That's super cool. He always has that. It's a bummer that he retired because he does have that, you know.
Well, he might be coming back. He might have the UFC. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that they might transfer because they already did the Demetrius Johnson switch. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think he's done yet.
Yeah. What do you think about that? What do you think he would go fight like one or anything like that? Or are you open to any of that? Or?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think he should have went to the UFC right away. Outside of Bellator, but there's some issues. What's up, man? Oh, it's all right.
You're good. We're good. No, you're good.
Saying hi to the training partner. Saying hi to the training partner. But yeah, I always saw him go to the UFC and winning whatever belt, whatever weight class he was at. It's just been a long process for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, it has definitely. So, what are your goals? What are you looking at? Because I know you're kind of laid back about things. You're not really.
You know, it's always been, you know, be the best, whatever weight class I'm at. You know, I'd like to, you know, win the UFC title.
Yeah.
You know, number one. But you know, after fighting one in jiu-jitsu, a lot more competition, and be regarded as one of the best in the world in jiu-jitsu, and you know, train other martial arts. I did a little bit of judo, but it'd be nice to get back into that. You know, I'd like to.
Yoga.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love yoga. I'm really into yoga now, so it's kind of, you know, some guys think it's kind of weird, but man, it's like rejuvenated my body and my career as a martial artist. It's huge, and mobility, and someday have an academy. Something simple. Maybe have a jiu-jitsu team. I was thinking a jiu-jitsu team for at-risk youth. Okay. And have after-school programs, boxing, other martial arts stuff in my hometown, Marshalltown, Iowa.
Okay.
That's one of my goals.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. There's a few other business things that I want to get into. A lot of ideas.
Don't have one thing just said. You need to have a bunch of different.
Yeah, I like to have, you know, a handful of things that I could branch out and have some sort of income from.
Security, absolutely. Retirement. You got a family? Married?
Married, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 years in August. So
Congrats.
High school sweethearts.
Nice.
2 dogs, 2 cane corsos.
I saw the pictures of at first I thought they were pitties. They look like mastiffs almost.
Yeah, they're Italian mastiffs.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Beautiful dogs.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. I have mine are at the house.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, you know, every time that somebody's getting ready for a fight or they're trying to find that focus, I'm going back to yoga because I think that does that the meditation and the just being able to sit down and relax and find your focus, is that part of what?
Yeah, it's huge, big time, and one of the bigger things is you know, your breathing, your lungs, you know, your rib cage, your core. Obviously, your core is one of the most important parts of your body. You know, we've got to train our core, but our lungs too, and yoga really helps, you know, kind of flush your body, help with circulation, and if you get into some hot yoga, radiation, or radiant yoga is what I've been doing.
Okay.
Breathing system now, and that's very enjoyable.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very good. So, jiu-jitsu, when are you going to compete in jiu-jitsu at all? Are you looking at competing? Or
Not anytime soon.
Okay.
I got my fight coming up in like a month, so if I knew I had a long layoff, then I'd like to compete in between competition for the UFC. But you know, fighting, your schedule's kind of random. You don't really know when you're fighting. Hopefully you get, you know, like a 6-week notice. Sometimes, you know, shorter, but I always
try to be in good shape and be ready
That's
for something short notice too. But if I were to have a 4-month layoff or longer, I would like to compete.
it's hard to do. I mean, it's hard to find that balance too. You know, it's hard to do, definitely. So, okay, so well, I think hopefully we can get some more. I want to get some video of you training and stuff like that, so we can do that.